nearly ready to go. And Medley checks with Adrian Holmes and Ed Smart, the two assistants. And on his whistle, the players of Liverpool and Cardiff and the match officials and the team officials take the knee. And Anfield applauds the battle against racism. Off we go in this fourth round tie. Cardiff City all in blue. The Bluebirds kicking from left to right in this first half. 20th in the Championship. And in a relegation battle against Liverpool, who are still hunting trophies on all sorts of fronts. Clive Allen, first words from you since the kick-off.
Well, the FA Cup never fails to disappoint. We've had some remarkable games already this weekend. It would be a major shock if Cardiff can come here and progress into the fifth round. A real test for them. Perhaps their priority is survival in the Championship. Absolutely nothing to lose here this afternoon at Anfield.
The first visit here since October 18. Liverpool beat them 4-1 in the top flight that day. But amongst the goals, they contributed 3, Salah and Mane, and both out in Africa. First touch of the ball for Kevin Kelleher, the 23-year-old Cork lad who's done so well since filling in for Alisson this season. Alisson not deemed fit, having returned from Brazilian duty. A few eyebrows raised at the needs for Brazil to call them all up. They'd already qualified. He is king now for Cardiff, one of the 19-year-olds, Welsh lad, Welsh under 21 this season. Van Dijk.
Well, there's no doubt Steve Morrison and his staff would have looked at the Shrewsbury game, the last round that Liverpool played here, and it was a very, very good start from Steve Cottrell's side. They took a lead, they just surprised Liverpool that day, and certainly I feel that Steve Morrison will want his side to stay very compact and try to frustrate Liverpool, keep this game close as long as they can.
Well, we have seen lower league sides starting on the front foot in this fourth round weekend. Noticeably yesterday, Plymouth gave Chelsea a shock early on. Mr. Harris, of course, pushed West Ham United all the way to stoppage time, extra time. Van Dijk. Henderson is the only real player with a huge FA Cup experience, having gone to that final against Chelsea back in 2012. Diogo Jota was a semi-finalist with Wolves when they were surprisingly beaten by Watford in 2020. Watford were then crushed in the final by Man City. And here's a chance now for Cardiff to get in around the back. Harvey Elliot has started high as a right wing back. And he whipped in a cross that was quite deceptive.
Yeah, Jonathan, he's very versatile. He's NG. He's played on the right side of the 3 defenders in the last 2 Championship games. They've got very, very important results, 2 victories coming into this game, but deployed as a wing-back will get forward at every opportunity on the right.
He's an orthodox right-back as well, is Perry NG. But today he will be asked to do wing-back duties.
Marlon Pack on that occasion, Jonathan, running forward, getting forward. He's, I'm sure, detailed to stay as that central midfield pivot in front of the defensive 3. Given licence on that occasion to get forward, tame shot. But I would say Steve Morrison would be delighted with the start these teams made.
NG's played half his games for Cardiff as an orthodox right back. Right wing back role on 15 occasions. It's chopped away then by Mark McGuinness, who's on the left hand side of the centre back trio. Into the box, early turn, very nearly an early goal for Liverpool by Diogo Jota. Brilliant turn, keeping it well, Dylan Phillips.
Phillips makes the first and really important save. Brilliant spin by Jota, ball played into his feet by Keita, spins behind the defender, clean shot on target, good stop Phillips.
Started the season well, lost his place in the league to Alex Smithies, but he played in the last round, Dylan Phillips, recalled for this, and called into action very early on. Here's Curtis Jones with a very good hour against Crystal Palace in their last league game on the left-hand side of midfield. They had a couple of flat periods in that game. They very nearly allowed Crystal Palace to get away with the point. You'll remember they clinched the victory in the end with a very controversial penalty.
What a signing he's been, Jota. Jonathan, 10 goals in his 21 Premier League games. I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp had great ambitions for him, but he's fulfilled them in an abundance.
13 goals in all competitions for Jota this season.
The anguish is that he hasn't scored there. Keita feeds the ball into his feet. Wonderful touch and turn, and then it's a clean strike, but Phillips guesses right. Back heel through the legs of the young defender. Fierce drive. Good save.
By the former Charlton Athletic Player of the Year, Dylan Phillips. He's been so important for them in the absence of Mane and Salah. It's his first cup try for Liverpool, actually, in this competition, Diogo Jota. A couple of goals for Wolves on that run to the semi-final. With lacking communication there between Naby Keita and Minamino. Alexander-Arnold, and here's Virgil van Dijk. In the 5th round against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. That's the furthest he's gone. Here's Tsimikas. His first start in FA Cup football. He played a minute in the last round off the bench.
And again, when you look at this Liverpool squad, almost can double up in every position. Luxury that Jurgen Klopp has built a squad that certainly is competitive. He knows that he has other options. Sane, as you said, Salah away, Jota, Firmino, they've stepped up to the plate.
At the back, they've been really solid recently. 3 clean sheets in 4, 1 conceded. That's a whack in the face for Van Dijk. Karras is extending defender handship. He had a look, he knew he was there. It's a bit naughty, that one, Clive.
Yeah, it's high. The arm's too high, strikes Van Dijk across the cheek. He is trying to just set himself. He knows that Van Dijk is close and the challenge is coming, but he's not going to get away with that.
Another player whose furthest ever run in this competition was ended by Chelsea. He was as a Luton player last season. Luton, 72 goals in 4 years there. Approaching 550 career games is James Collins. Here's Henderson. Had a super game at Crystal Palace a couple of weeks ago. Really drove the team on. Here's Tsimikas. Curtis Jones. Great to see young Harvey Elliot back in the squad as well, and should get some game time today, we think. Keita leaves it away. It's cleared by Bagan. Here's the big switch, Tsimikas.
Well, they're sinking deeper and deeper at Cardiff. Dominating possession, Liverpool trying to unlock that really tight, compact defensive unit. Stretching across the width of the box, lots of space on this outside.
5-4-1 when they don't have the ball and they are defending very deep. That's away by Aidan Flint. Former Bristol City hero he was for now on 250 games. A couple of former Bristol City veterans in the side. Marlon Pack, bearded there, approaching Henderson as another. Jones getting it away. Cardiff are defending too deep here, Clive, aren't they? Sitting back too deep. Tsimikas, the flag has stayed down initially. Nearly half a chance for Jota. Minamino spins, but the flag raised after that first attack.
Yeah, Tsimikas was offside as they built up down that left-hand side. You're right, Jonathan, they're very narrow, the width of the 18-yard box, but they're very deep. They're trying to prevent Liverpool penetrating through the middle of the field, but space is on the outside. Tsimikas shouldn't be caught offside from there. In the end, it's Minamino that sweeps it in, but the early flag was up.
He'll get forward willingly on the left-hand side. Had to be patient, of course, with the form of Andy Robertson. He's only had 6 league starts this season, the Greek international.
But what I like about this Liverpool squad, Jonathan, as we discussed with the goalkeeper, they know perhaps that their chances are limited, but when they come along, they have to take them. That's been exactly what Jurgen Klopp has demanded of a number of players, and they have stepped up. They've really been excellent when called upon.
A couple of games between this one and their Champions League. And a 16 away leg at Inter. One important games for them now. Here's Tsimikas. ING gets the touch.
But Jonathan, it's Liverpool Football Club. That's nothing more than they would be expecting going into this stage of the season.
Cardiff out in round 3 of this competition 7 times in the last decade. They reached round 4 in 2020. Reading put them out on penalties in a replay. Beat by Manchester City in round 4 in 2018. Smikas with the corner kick comes out to Van Dijk, settles. The shot was well blocked in there by Aidan Flint, who quickly closed down on him.
Yeah, he stayed tight to Van Dijk. That was important. Came and closed, prevented him shooting on target.
Another away that time by Mark McGuinness.
I think they probably feel, Jonathan, they can deal with crosses, and they know the quality. Certainly, Alexander-Arnold on that right-hand side. There'll be crosses coming in from Tsimikas off the left, but they feel with the 3 big central defenders that they can deal with crosses. They're going to find it difficult if Liverpool can slide balls in, as we saw with the early Jota chance.
Cross looking in the box for Jones. And of course get Trent Alexander-Arnold very high. Into the box now, for example. Tsimikas cross. Left back looking for right back perhaps in the penalty area. That's cleverly deflected off Tsimikas.
Yeah, Pack does a really good job there. He's sunk back into the 18-yard box, but showed a lot of composure. Received the cross, cut the cross out, and then won the goal kick for his team. Relieves the pressure.
Experienced player, Marlon Pack. Around for a long time. Cheltenham fans remember him, Portsmouth fans and Millwall fans adored Steve Morris. I think he's the 4th highest scorer in the club's history. Welsh international, of course. I think every centre-half that came across Steve Morrison knew they'd been in a game.
Absolutely, Jonathan. Totally committed as a target man. Wasn't the most mobile, scored important goals though in his career.
"12 minutes gone. Not seen anything of Cardiff City as an attacking unit. Oliver Denham takes the throw on the right side of the centre-back trio, the 19-year-old from Blackpool. Only 57 minutes of first-team football behind him. It was against Brighton in the League Cup. King has had even less than that, wearing 32 in midfield. Centre of your picture there, he played just 12 minutes against Middlesbrough back in October. And the manager's thrown them in today and said they deserve their place on recent performances, the junior side.
Well, it's great to see that the manager has the confidence in him in a big game. There's no doubt that the priority is championship survival, but what an experience and what a curve of emotion that they will go through.
Liverpool look for Jota, was bounced awkwardly that and bounced all the way through. And Curtis Jones was up there in support. He acknowledges the intention of the pass. There is a deceptive wind inside Anfield. If you have a look at the corner flag there, you'll see at the moment it's fluttering quite madly, and then it will just droop as the gust drops. Wrapped up against the cold of a February Sunday afternoon. Tsimikas with the header down. Jota to Jones, stiff challenge on him by Perry and G. Rather it was young Denham who got the challenge in there.
Well, the 2 youngsters certainly don't look to be overawed by this occasion. That's good to see.
Hymns and arias being sung by the Cardiff fans. The team has won its last 2 matches after just 1 win in 7. An away win in their last 5. Beat Arsenal back in the 1927 final. 1-0. Ferguson the scorer. Runners up a couple of occasions.
It's not been a great campaign for them in the Championship, Jonathan, but on the road they've been decent. I think that's the thing, that the confidence is growing. Their away form has been good.
Firmino. Overcooked the cross, maybe that was helped on by the breeze. What do you make of him, Takumi Minamino, the Japanese international, as a Liverpool player?
I think he's been bright when introduced, more of an impact player rather than when he started. He's faded in games. I felt that he's not quite had the impact that they were hoping for, but when introduced as a substitute on a number of occasions, he's produced important moments in games, which is something I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be happy with.
2 games for Japan in qualifying for Qatar, the World Cup final, scored against Saudi Arabia in one of them. Stiff challenge there, another one goes in. And Liverpool aren't particularly happy about the strength of the challenge.
Yeah, it was Harris on Henderson. He just might have been winded. You can see here, clearly plays the ball and actually topples over the top of Harrison. He was strong, fair challenge. Maybe the way that Jordan Henderson fell.
Well, Harris came through the youth team ranks at Cardiff. He started 3 of their last 4. And of course netted famously against Preston in the last round.
Extra time winner, Jonathan. They took the time to get past Preston. Nothing wrong in that challenge. I think it's there as Henderson falls, maybe just winded.
Yeah. And over on the pitch at the back, that took the wind out of his sails. Coughing and spluttering. He has his wonderful technicians. I'm not saying Jordan Henderson isn't a technically gifted player, but he's the one that drives them. He's the one, if they hit a flat patch, he'll pick them up and drive them back into a game.
Absolutely, Jonathan. He's that heartbeat. He's the one that just keeps pumping, keeps driving. Vitally important, and I think Jurgen Klopp certainly recognises that in his captain.
420 odd games now for Liverpool. Tsimikas, there's Curtis Jones, such a gifted 20-year-old. And Naby Keita. Keita just back from AFCON. He played 3 games there for Guinea, scored a goal. They went out early on. Here's Jones. Tsimikas.
Liverpool so accustomed to this, Jonathan, and keeping control, possession of the ball, looking to probe, looking to penetrate. Won't knock balls long unless there's opportunities and space that they can play into. Will try to draw Cardiff out.
They're finding it more difficult here, Liverpool, than they did early on against Crystal Palace a fortnight ago, when they hit their rhythm very early. Their first half hour of football was delicious to watch that day. And Crystal Palace found a way to get back into the game. A bit of a misjudgment by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Not gone beyond this stage of this competition. There's a new boy just signed for Liverpool. Young Luis Diaz. I say young, he's 25 now, the Colombian. Signed for a lot of money from Porto, £37.5 million. Scored against Manchester City and Rangers in recent European campaigns. Just wonder how much game time he's going to have, which is an opportunity now. Harris gone down in the box and the referee has a look at it. The Liverpool player was Ibrahima Konate.
Well, Andy Madley immediately waved it away. He got goal side of Konate. Now, was there a challenge? I just felt he went slightly early before. You can see he steps across Konate. I don't think it's a penalty. I think the referee's right.
And there was no call from the VAR, Darren England, to go and look at your screen or anything. It is still iniquitous that some FA Cup ties have VAR and others don't. The flag momentarily has stayed down. I think it'll go up. I think Mark Harris was offside. It's pulled back into the middle, went all the way through. The referee would have blown his whistle, but he said to Liverpool, you can go on, you've got the advantage. Left arm raised.
Jonathan, I don't want to enter that debate because I have to say, in my own personal opinion, the rules should be the same across the whole competition. It is the FA Cup. You don't have VAR in every ground. It shouldn't be allowed.
I totally agree. They say they must have VAR for the showpiece semi-finals and the final. But if you don't have it all the way through the competition, it's not right, is it? Here's Jota. And just edged away there by Joel Bagot.
Well, they're still asking the question, the Cardiff players. Now, was this offside? Yes. And you're right, Jonathan. I think that flag would have gone up should it ended up in the back of Liverpool's net.
Yeah, Andy Maddy looks across and had the whistle in his lips to blow. But Liverpool were allowed to go on because they had the advantage, and Trent Alexander-Arnold will take this corner kick. High and balloon towards Bobby Firmino. Well guarded in there he was by young Denham. Jones. Firmino.
Well, young Denham has settled really well, Jonathan. After that early scare, the Jota strike where he just backheeled it through his legs, he's been excellent as young Oliver Denham.
21 minutes have gone. Tsimikas.
Jonathan, it's the FA Cup. Anything can happen. We saw it yesterday. Kidderminster sensational against West Ham.
Middlesbrough on Friday, winning at Old Trafford. Underneath Alice Flint, he's misjudged that, needed help from Denham. And it's going to be a corner kick here now for Liverpool.
Well, this is where concentrating is vital for Cardiff. Know your job, the man you're marking. Don't allow anyone a free header.
80% of possession in the opening 22 minutes, Liverpool's. Tsimikas, a lot of height on that cross. Keita. Cardiff, every man in blue back inside or around his own penalty area, so there's no out ball. Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, defending deep in numbers at set pieces, but thwarting Liverpool to this point.
Keita. He got going as a Liverpool player since moving from Leipzig. It's away by Flint. Every time he gets a little run, Keita, then he's out again, just been out of the AFCON. Flint got it away, 3 corners now for Liverpool. And we're midway through the first half.
A really good 23 minutes for the visitors.
See the goal net there rippling with the wind. You
the
can
ball's
see it
moving, Jonathan. He can't spot it.
Really gusting now. Conditions tricky.
Well, the last one was ballooned to the back post. I'm sure Trent Alexander will try to keep this flat.
And it comes. And headed down initially by James Collins. Cardiff can't get out.
Well, they need a target. They need perhaps just to leave one up, just someone that they can go into that can relieve the pressure that's building from Liverpool.
Firmino. Curtis Jones. Appeals for Liverpool for handball. Don't think it was. Think it hit him on the chest. And now Mark Harris for Cardiff City will try and hold it up. Wait for support to arrive. It does so. And it's a good switch away by Eli King. And a snapshot. The first we've seen from Cardiff, whistled wide.
Well, it's brilliant from Cardiff. Harris in particular holding the ball up, a switch of play, and then the opportunity was created. They break quickly from a very deep position. Trent Alexander is slow to go and close down. Shot not really troubling Keller. This was the cross, fierce cross from Jones. Shoulder.
Shoulder. Did dip towards it, didn't he? I think the referee got it right again, but Will Vokes at the other end with the shot wide. One time since he scored last April, the former Tranmere and Falkirk man signed from Rotherham. Never gone beyond this competition, round 4 stage. Alexander-Arnold, Minamino's made that darting run down the right. Jota in the middle, Tsimikas has gone in there as well. Here's Keita. A good final ball in. He has had a curious Liverpool chapter in his career, hasn't he, Navigator?
Spasmodic, I would say, his play, and sometimes we see there and you just need that little bit of quality in the final third. Certainly didn't provide it there. That ball has to go into any of the front players' feet.
Jota looking for Keita, seen off by Aidan Flint. In his early 30s now is Aidan Flint, and Pack just turned 30. There are a lot of youngsters in this side, and Mark McGuinness is only 21, Denham 19. Two of the three centre-backs are youngsters. Alexander-Arnold with a bending ball looking for Firmino. Strong punch away.
Good decision from Phillips.
And the shot from Keita was awful. And the massed ranks of the Cardiff choirs break off from song momentarily to jeer.
They're going to enjoy their day out. Vocal, very, very happy with the way that their team have played so far. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember them filling Wembley with song in 2008. Portsmouth beat them. Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth beat them in the final that day. But the build-up to the match was resonant with Welsh song and Pompey chimes. I remember being taken down to Fratton Park in the mid-60s by my dad. Not to support Portsmouth or anything, but he just wanted me to hear the Pompey chimes. Big football man. Keita. Van Dijk. Jones. And towards Firmino's tag there in the challenge. Just caught a little bit late, I think, by Will Vokes.
Yeah, it's a reckless challenge because it is a good ball from Jones. That's the ball into feet. Firmino moves it off the line quickly. Vokes tackling out a distance. He knows, mistimed, poor challenge, dangerous position.
Cardiff's plan A has worked for 27.5 minutes, but should they go behind, what is plan B? They've carried very little threat so far.
Well, they know there's a threat now. This young man, some wonderful strikes from free kicks.
Looking for his first ever FA Cup goal. He's landed a couple this season. The last was against Newcastle back in mid-December. But he strikes a wonderful ball. Alexander-Arnold, that's poor. And that's left Mark Harris on the deck.
Yeah, it's hitting flush in the face, Jonathan. The wall was good, it jumped, it was big. You can see he's bouncing up and down.
Oh, it's Collins who got hit,
yeah. It was a good block. You just see his teammates quickly come up, pat him on the head. Great block, that's what it's all about in that wall.
Travelled around football clubs, length and breadth of the country. James Collins, Crawley, I remember him being there, and Northampton. He was spelling Scotland, I think, did he, with Hibs? Alexander-Arnold. Firmino coming short. Jota. Alexander-Arnold, looped on the cross. I think, I again, Clive, think the wind isn't helping them judge these crosses into the middle.
Yeah, it seems to just pick the ball up, doesn't it? Take it. This one from Alexander-Arnold, it's intended for that far post, but you see, as soon as it's high in the air, it really is, it's lifted again.
Look at the number of passes completed by Liverpool compared to Cardiff's.
Totally dominant. lots of passes, but really, apart from the Jota chance, haven't created too much.
3 shots, Cardiff have had 2. Here's Firmino. Jones. Cardiff drop back, shuttle across. Line of 5 protected by 4 more.
And again, Jonathan, you see defending the width of the 18-yard box. The spaces down the flanks, down the outside.
Henderson with a chip into the penalty area. It's come all the way through to Jones. Bit of a misjudgment in there by Perry-Ng. Just got it away in time, Cardiff City. And a headed clearance by McGuinness, dropped to Keita, and it's a wretched shot.
Yeah, it wasn't the best headed clearance, and it falls perfectly for Keita on the volley. They work the ball from the left-hand side. This header's not a good one. Has to go wider than that, Keita. He knows that's a chance. Got to be hitting the target.
I think one of his problems, good player at Leipzig, but actually from the minute he was there, good player at Salzburg as well, the Leipzig sister club, won a couple of leagues there. One of his problems, from the minute he got to Leipzig, he was linked with Liverpool, and that transfer tittle-tattle went on and on and on. And when he eventually arrived at Liverpool, I think the Liverpool fans were expecting Superman, and it didn't quite happen straight away.
Yeah, great expectation, wasn't it, when he arrived, and he really hasn't been just consistent or level performance, I think, that they were expecting.
And G loops it on, and Van Dijk had to stretch to get it away.
Well, half-time now has to be the target for this Cardiff side. Keep that clean sheet to half-time. Wonderful first-half performance if they do that.
Well, I was at Stamford Bridge yesterday and saw Plymouth Argyle push Chelsea all the way. Could have got a penalty shootout at the end of it had they not missed a spot kick in the 117th minute. And we saw how Kidderminster Harriers gave West Ham United nightmares.
Oh, and how David Moyes needed his substitutes, Declan Rice in particular.
Cox with the throw, that's massive into the penalty area, and they got it away. Dangerous weapon on a day like this with the wind. Can you keep that in? Alexander-Arnold? Not quite. Liverpool have gone out 4 times in round 4 in the last 6 seasons. It's Manchester United last season, West Bromwich Albion in 2018, Wolves the previous year, and we play against West Ham United in 2015-16. Referee says play on, there was a foul, the ball had gone, but Liverpool have the advantage. Tsimikas, Jones, very quick to close. Perry-Ng was hanging on there, it's a free kick.
Well, they're working really hard, they're staying compact, but they're closing quickly. Can they maintain that? Always a difficult thing here at Anfield, because it's incessant at times. Liverpool will just keep passing, keep moving you, making you work.
The exhaustion of mental fatigue as well comes into it after intense focus.
And then that happens, Jonathan, you regain possession of the ball, you need that little bit of composure to keep it. Sloppy pass, and once again that pressure builds.
Minamino. Keita. Jota. He won't want to go back to playing second fiddle when Salah Mane come back from Africa.
Nice problem for Jurgen Klopp though, isn't it? He's been incredible. What a signing.
£41 million from Wolves. Raised eyebrows, didn't it, at the time? 26 goals in 59 games for Liverpool. There's Minamino, looks for Jota, back to him, incisive, but not decisive. Over from Curtis Jones.
Yeah, that's a big chance. That's really well played down the right-hand side. The combination, Minamino and Jota, lovely 1-2, cut back, Jones stepping onto it. Goes for precision with a right side foot finish, but scoops it up high over the crossbar. That's a poor attempt.
And they are struggling to have chances on target, Liverpool, today. Just the one effort, the Jota one that was saved.
Yeah, when you have 6 attempts, you'll be at least expecting 3 on target, 50% ratio. way off it, Liverpool at the moment.
There's an opportunity for Collins. Perhaps had they had Mark Harris in that position, he's the quicker of the two. James Collins is a little bit like a mini-me of Steve Morrison, his manager. Doesn't mind me saying that. He's a strong line leader. Will fight for everything, went down there.
Jonathan, you've already seen Virgil van Dijk on a couple of occasions just grimace when he's run into him, when he's challenged him. Exactly how Steve Morrison will have wanted Collins to play.
Both of them 6'2", the manager and his centre forward. Early strikers, that's gone all the way through to Jones. 3-4 in the middle to hit. Uses Tsimikas, and half a chance comes to Roberto Firmino.
Well, again, the space is down the left. They exploit that space, Liverpool. Jones rolls it back for the first time, cross. And a difficult one from the position that Firmino's in, 3 yards in front of that near post. Really difficult to turn the header on target.
Bright sunshine, with a raw chill on the wind. 10 minutes to go in the half. Away by Tsimikas. Van Dijk. And here to Konate. Mike Keita came from Leipzig. Konate joined back in July. Minamino. Here's Firmino. Tsimikas. Cut out. Oliver Denham to the light, the Cardiff fans behind that goal. Taking their allocation of support and pack that end of the ground. Henderson. Lots of time and space. Cardiff quite happy for him to have the ball there.
Yeah, they'll be happy with the ball in front of them.
Minamino. Jones. Breaking the lines. See what he was trying to do. He opened his body, tried to get bend on it, but too far wide.
Well, they managed to feed the ball in. Minamino just slides it in on the angle. Jones comes infield, chance to strike. Certainly Oliver Denham throwing himself in front of Curtis Jones, making it difficult for him to hit the target. Again, another poor shot in terms of direction from Liverpool.
3 youngsters on the Liverpool bench, but Matip is there, and Robertson, and Luis Diaz, the new St James Milner, is there, almost inevitably Thiago. Adrian is the substitute goalkeeper, with Alisson away. Well, he's back actually, but he's not back in time. And as I was saying, young Harvey Elliot, who had that horrible injury back in September against Leeds, I think it was, he's in the squad. Jones. All Liverpool possession in the first half, and that's an untidy challenge by James Collins on Minamino just as he spun away from him.
Yeah, clever turn. Receives the ball with his back to goal, but swivels, drags it away. Challenge from behind. Clear free kick. Slightly closer this time for Alexander-Arnold.
Needed no second asking him to go down, though, did he? Almost seemed to be going down when the contact was made. They've kept the Premier League title challengers at bay for the best part of 39 minutes. But he's had his sighter early on.
Well, it was a good Cardiff wall in the first attempt from Alexander-Arnold.
Tsimikas is to the right, it's Alexander-Arnold who hits it.
Let's just say that's not one of his best, because we know the quality that he possesses. He actually scoops underneath this one. I think maybe just thinking about the bouncing wall that he struck with the first one. trying to give it a little bit more height and more width to get it down, was never coming down near the crossbar.
Don't forget, FA Cup ties have to be settled now at the first time of asking. If not in extra time, then by penalties, no replays. A little problem there for Jota, as he's just putting his boot back on.
Yeah, I think Flint caught him and he lost his right boot as he was trying to drag that ball past the centre-half. Still on the deck, maybe torn his laces.
Suspect that was a foul by Henderson as he got in underneath Will Vokes, but the referee says play on, and he's allowed a degree of physicality today. Andrew Madley. Tsimikas, Jota still putting the boot back on.
Jonathan, one of the best things about playing at Anfield when you're a visitor is if it's quiet, and at the moment it's quiet, and that is all credit to Cardiff and what they've done to this Liverpool side so far.
Minamino. Jota. Boots back on. Firmino. Tsimikas. Van Dijk. Study from Liverpool, but look at the blue ranks.
The mass ranks, Jonathan, finding it difficult to play through in that manner.
Vokes gets it away.
Time and time again, Liverpool just trying to probe, just trying to feed the ball into the edge of the 18-yard box, and broken up by this Cardiff defence.
Good stories out there for Cardiff. Bagan, the left wing back, hasn't played since the last round. He's had a shoulder injury. He's been strong early on. Van Dijk. Now Jordan Henderson. Oh, mistake by Flint. But there to cover for him was the 19-year-old Oliver Denham.
Denham does well. Just drops in behind his captain.
Tsimikas with time. Cardiff aren't going to press there. There's the shape of them, look. 5 and 3 and 2.
Yeah, 5 back line. No wider than that 18-yard box. Really compact.
In by Jones. Just going away to that right-hand side now. Which has left just Tsimikas down here. And Jota dropping deep. He's done well with the drag back. Cardiff aren't ruffled though. They might be here. It's Tsimikas in behind. Comes all the way through. Alexander-Arnold miss it. Don't think Jota will keep it in.
First time that young Denham has got drawn out of position down this left-hand side. Tsimikas drives in off the line. You can see he gets goal side. Can he pick the cross? Minamino was the nearest to it. And it's wild from Alexander-Arnold from the right-hand side.
He's had 3 hits in the first half, and none of them have been up to his usual standard. Cardiff in the first half kicking with the sun into their eyes and the wind into their faces. Glanced on by Collins. Henderson away. Canate helps it on. I wonder what Jurgen Klopp would have thought about facing Steve Morrison if he ever had to. Jurgen was a striker in his early days and then turned into a defender midway through his career at Mainz, played 300 odd games for them.
I can guarantee you he wouldn't have enjoyed it.
No. Jota tried to bring it down. Denham scoops away for Cardiff City. Jordan Henderson. Jota misplaced the pass. Didn't get a chance to get a shot away. Delayed it, Henderson.
Not sure if that was a shot. Cross from Jordan Henderson. I think he maybe just changed his mind. Split second that ball arrived at him. In the end, pulls it well wide of the target. Jonathan, I've been in those dressing rooms where you're expected to win an FA Cup tie, where before you say, look what happened yesterday, we don't want to be a West Ham where we're taken right to the wire. We don't want to be a Manchester United that are out of the competition against championship opposition. And yet still, this competition, it's so difficult. It never goes to plan, it really doesn't. And this for Liverpool is not going to plan.
Van Dijk under pressure. Oh, did supremely well. He's a gifted footballer as a centre-half.
Wonderful. Perhaps not the Rolls Royce that we've seen in past years after the injury, getting back to a level. And I think Liverpool's season hinges on how good and how extraordinary this man Van Dijk can be. Defensively, Liverpool's so much better when he's in the team.
For 10 months with a cruciate knee ligament injury, you'll remember. Into the box by Jones, untidy. And swept away by Cardiff, and they have taken Liverpool back to the dressing rooms at half-time with a clean sheet. It's Liverpool 0, Cardiff City 0 at the break. Welcome back to Anfield as Liverpool look to Diogo Jota to break this deadlock being held at home by Championship strugglers Cardiff City, who are 20th in the second tier of English football. And they have been defensively resolute and superbly well drilled, well organised by their coach Steve Morrison and his coaching staff, Tom Ramasut and Mark Hudson. You remember him as a defender, played at the club. And they've done really well at the moment to hold Liverpool, who've had one shot on target, the shot by Jota that was saved.
By Phillips, and the goalkeeping coach, a former teammate of mine, Andy Dibble.
Andy Dibble, that's correct. Yeah, he's been there a while, hasn't he, Andy? Down there as a goalkeeping coach. Did you play any famous cup ties at Anfield in your career? I'm trying to remember back, piece together.
No, not cup ties, Jonathan.
No.
Only league games where, when you walk down that tunnel, you just hope that you walk back in and you hadn't been too heavily beaten.
This is Anfield, the famous sign, and they're attacking the Kop end in this second half in their red. But Cardiff will potentially break, and Kevin Kelleher is in trouble. He's come a long way out from goal and he's brought his man down. It's a yellow card, and Cardiff will say it was a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity.
Well, the forward ball was quick, and Kelleher just completely mistimes it. Harris doesn't play the ball, Kelleher doesn't play the ball, but he clearly catches Harris. They're appealing for a red card. I think the yellow card is the right decision.
Was it not clear denial? Was it too far up the pitch? Would a defender have got back?
I think the defender gets the ball as that runs away past Harris, past Kelleher. Konate's there, he would have been on the loose ball. Big call from Andy Madley, but I think he's got it right.
And as
they're reviewing it, Jonathan.
Yeah, and as Steve Morrison went to speak to the fourth official, Mike Dean seemed to give him short shrift. That's not a unique case for today. Mike Dean normally gives managers short shrift. He is being talked to now by the VAR, Darren England, who's advising him on this.
The question has to be whether Harris can get on that loose ball. The goalkeeper misses it, and Konate for me is goal side.
It's serious foul play they're looking at. Not denial of.
Yeah, it's a poor challenge, it really is.
Just a yellow. Folks will bend this free kick to the far side. Cardiff, by and large, playing with the wind at their backs now. That's offside.
Yeah, Liverpool high line from the free kick. 2 Cardiff players offside when the free kick's delivered.
A treacherous wind. The sun has now gone behind banks of cloud, so that won't bother Green Kelleher.
Jonathan, he will be relieved because he missed time leaving his penalty box. It was a poor challenge on Harris.
Poor decision to get out there, wasn't it, Clive?
Shouldn't be there. Unless he comes and the timing of it is right and the clearance is good.
That's a goal kick, and that's good fullback play by Joel Bagan, who read the situation well, the 20-year-old.
Well, it's just there. Now, can Harris, if he continues, get onto that loose ball? No, Konate's there for me. But the correct decision.
The VAR was for serious foul play. The boot scraped the back of the calf.
I think if that right boot had been higher, Jonathan, then it could well have been a red card. Just scrapes the ankle of Harris.
Away by Tsimikas. Oliver Denham boots it into the Liverpool half again. I think he'll settle quickly, Green Kelleher. He's got there's a calmness about him. Player signed from a club called Ringman Rangers in the Republic of Ireland, junior club. He's an Irish international now.
Jonathan, I think he's been brilliant because you cannot underestimate the pressure that he comes in as a number 2 when called upon and the level of performance that's required. Jurgen Klopp will be delighted with the way that he's performed.
But he would have had his heart in his mouth momentarily there, I should imagine, the Liverpool manager. That's not him you're seeing in the technical dugout, that's Steve Morrison. Jurgen Klopp's further to the right. Kelleher spoon that. Jones, and here's Henderson. Henderson was further to the right-hand side against Crystal Palace, and I thought he was very effective in that game, but he's gone to a more central role. If you've just joined us, let me remind you the draw for the 5th round has taken place. The winners of this are at home to Norwich, the end of February, start of March. That's a foul by NG, you would have thought, on Tsimikas.
Yeah, striking for the ball, but high with his challenge and late.
Luton, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Stoke, Peterborough, Manchester United, Southampton, West Ham, Middlesbrough, Tottenham, Forest or Leicester against Huddersfield, Everton against Bournemouth or Boreham Wood. No great, huge, colossal ties there, but there are tricky ones for Premier League sides.
Yeah, there's recipe for disaster in nearly every one of those ties, Jonathan, I would say.
Firmino again dropping deep. Tsimikas has a look. Solid defending again by the 19-year-old Oliver Denham.
He's done fantastic, he really has.
I think it's gone in the second half. Corner played short. Alexander-Arnold. Jones from range. Always rising and then rising steeply.
Well, this time he goes for the fierce, powerful strike off the laces, slices across it. Jonathan, that is really wild. Really a long, long way off target.
Lots of changes to the personnel this season for Cardiff. A lot of experienced players were let go. Jonathan Williams, Sol Bamba, Junior Hoylett, Joe Bennett, players like that. Restructuring. It's free transfers to six players went out. There was Kiefer Moore, of course, they sold him off to Bournemouth. Yellow card for Vox.
Yeah, pulling the shirt.
You want to exchange one after the game, you'd imagine.
Well, Tsimikas has come across. Alexander-Arnold normally from this side will whip that ball in across the penalty spot.
So Ronald bends it away from goal. Super header, super goal. He's done it again. Diogo Jota. No Mane, no Salah, but they can always rely on this man.
Jonathan, a moment of precision. Said it was going to go over the penalty spot. He went exactly over the penalty spot. And who was rising in that area? Jota, to power the header, help it on its way into the far corner. Great delivery, super header. Wonderful, wonderful whipped free kick. Jota rises on that penalty spot. That's exactly where it was detailed to go. And he helps it on its way into the far corner. Wonderful goal from Liverpool.
His third FA Cup goal in 5 games played in the competition. Here's a count for Liverpool in it.
It's a really fabulous header from Jota, but the quality of the ball is so important. And he knows, as soon as he's rising to meet that header, Jonathan, he knows he's just got to help it on its way. He's got to just get the direction with the flicked header, and that's exactly what he's done. That is a superb delivery from Alexander-Arnold.
14 goals in 29 games this season. Strikers return, scoring every other game.
Well, we said, how was he going to fit in when he arrived? How was he going to play, or how many games was he going to play? He's come in, he's given Jurgen Klopp a wonderful, wonderful problem with Mane, with Salah, with Jota. And Jota here on his own today because those two are away in the African Nations final. And again, he stepped up as Jota. Wonderful goal.
Marlon Pack nearly had a problem of a different sort there as the referee was signalling for the free kick. He lifted his arm, did Andy Madley, and nearly smacked Pack in the face. He had to duck out of it. This Tsimikas. Perry NG, the Liverpudlian, gets the challenge away.
Well, Jonathan, in the context of the game, just maybe a little bit too early for Cardiff to change what they've done. I think they'll try to just stick, be very, very conservative with the way that they carry on defending resolutely. It was a quality goal that's undone them. There has to be a moment when they start to take a chance, when they start to throw caution to the wind, press higher up the field.
Harvey Elliot is going to come on. He'll get a huge reception. He's been out since September when he dislocated and broke his ankle. Tsimikas with the ball in. Firmino! Should have been 2.
Chance. That's another quality cross, this time from the left from Tsimikas. Firmino rises, just can't head the ball down. Phillips gratefully just claims it easily.
Hasn't scored since the 3rd round win over Shrewsbury, the Brazilian. No longer part of their international plans, it would seem. He's in the squad again for the recent internationals. He was signalling to Keller there to get the ball down on the deck in this treacherous wind. Henderson. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Double substitution coming up for Liverpool. Elliot to come on, certainly. And Luis Diaz will be making his debut. The £37.5 million recent signing from Porto, the Colombian, on the left-hand side. Keita goes off for Elliot to come on. I would imagine it would be Jones who goes off for the arrival of Diaz, but great reception here for a bright young player.
Yeah, they love their young talent at Liverpool, and this young man showed great signs before that unfortunate injury. What a moment for Diaz as well.
Good strike record at Porto, 23 goals in 82 games, and before that Barranquilla Junior in his homeland. But I have to say, I've commentated on 2 or 3 occasions this season when he's played for Porto, and he's played very badly for Porto in those games I've seen him play. But anyway, Liverpool decided to spend £37.5 million on him. Liverpool beat Porto away 5-1 and beat them here 2-0. Here comes a change for Cardiff. Isaac Davis will come on and replace Mark Harris. Now a chance for us to see the 20-year-old striker. A couple of goals for him this season, including one against Preston in round 3. Under 21 international has come through the roots at Cardiff. Minamino. Elliot's first contribution, a whip cross into the middle. Konate. Minamino looking for Jota. We've also brought on Jordan Hugill. He's come on for Collins, so they've changed both of their strikers.
Oh, and a characteristic miscontrol from Jota. He'll be disappointed there.
Corner kick for the home side on the hour. What a great chance for Jota to make it 2.
Leaning back, right foot volley. He just cannot believe that he hasn't hit the target. Look at the space he finds himself in. Certainly there was a push on the defender that created that opportunity. NG goes to ground, but Jota disappointed he hasn't volleyed into the back of the net.
It's nearly 10 efforts off target for Liverpool today. There's confirmation of the arrival of Jordan Hugill. They're on loan from Norwich City. On loan at West Bromwich Albion. Scored a goal for West Brom this season and one for Cardiff. That was against Nottingham Forest. Dagan. And a neat little turn by Mark McGuinness. Now got 5 players on the field of play. Age 22 or younger Cardiff. Henderson.
Well, Steve Morrison went on record this week, Jonathan, as saying it was a massive learning curve. They've deserved their opportunity, the young players. I think they've acquitted themselves well in the hour that they've played so far.
They haven't been able to get back into the top flight following relegation, and as I was saying earlier, they've released a lot of the higher earning players, more experienced players this season. Start of the season, I should say. Good a transition for the football club. Firmino to Diaz. Henderson. And sticking to plan A, Cardiff. Jota. Elliot. Goes for goal. Some whip on that, and it was deflected.
Bright and confident from the young man. Natural lefty coming off the right side, sees the opportunity with the overlapping run of Alexander-Arnold. He moves defenders, Elliot goes inside and not afraid to strike, wins a corner.
6 corners for Liverpool before this one. Tsimikas with it into the box, and away it goes. Can they find a way back into this? It's Jordan Hugo. Changed his hairstyle a little bit, had that sort of ponytail affair when he burst onto the scene last season, young Harvey Elliot.
Hasn't changed his attitude, Jonathan, as he come into a Liverpool team that just taken the lead and wants to get on the ball, wants to be proactive straight from his introduction off the bench.
Jordan Henderson is not best pleased with the intentions of Tsimikas to take this free kick. I think the captain would have more power than that, wouldn't you? But it may well be Alexander-Arnold again. No, it is the Greek left back.
Well, he's just said to Jordan Henderson, you haven't got the left foot that I have. And I don't think Jordan could complain.
Solid again, the Liverpool captain. European Championship runner-up with England. Went into that competition, you remember, injured. Huge season for him again in a Liverpool shirt. This is his 30th match. He's played more games out there than any other Liverpool player this campaign.
Jurgen Klopp has changed the side up. I think that indicates how important Jordan Henderson is to Jurgen Klopp's overall plan. Henderson in the heart of that Liverpool midfield.
There he is. It was Jota trying to lay it out wide to Harvey Elliot. Important sign we've already seen from Harvey Elliot. He's come back into the team fearlessly, showing no fear in competing for the ball. Crucial really that mentally he's cleared his head after that injury.
Certainly when you're a young player and first probable major injury that he sustained, it is a little bit of doubt, maybe some fear as you say, but he's shown no signs of that.
By Denham. And Cardiff comes out of his goal again, so he's fearless in doing that, having been booked for the first rush of blood out of his box.
Timing was right this time. Good decision to leave his 18-yard box.
If Cardiff are to stay in the FA Cup competition, they need to be a little bit more adventurous. This will be a long throw by Will Vokes. Flint is up from the back. 3 FA Cup goals to his name in his career. Jordan Hugo has 4. A wee bit short, was well read by Kostas Tsimikas. Van Dijk got to the second ball in, and Firmino to the third, but not yet away. I thought on a corner kick there, he could be in trouble here. He's got to watch it now, Will Vokes. He's already been cautioned.
Well, just by his reaction, I mean, I'm thinking that did take a deflection. Obviously, he's got to be careful because he has been booked. He can't remonstrate too vehemently because he will end up with a second yellow. I think Andy Madley's just saying that to him. Calm down.
You're on a yellow, he said. Will Vokes was saying, how can you miss that? It looked from first sight that it was deflected wide. Tommy Doyle is going to come on, a player who's currently on loan from Manchester City. Spent the first half of this season out at Hamburg. Did a handful of games for City. Midfield player, and I would imagine he'd replace Vokes.
Yeah, I think that would be the sensible change.
They don't want to be down to 10 men. Van Dijk at walking pace. Here's Henderson. Front two needed to work a little bit harder there for Cardiff to pressurise Liverpool. Tsimikas. Diaz. Nice touch. Tsimikas into the middle. I think that Jota was playing for that. I don't think there was much wrong with the challenge of McGuinness. We'll have to watch it again.
I think he felt a hand on his back, but he hit the deck too easily. Tsimikas has gone down this time.
Well, they've got themselves into trouble. It's pulled back, nearly came to Jota. Comes to Minamino, and Liverpool are surely headed for round 5. And Cardiff got it all wrong.
That's Diaz's first contribution for Liverpool on that byline. Just a little bit sloppy from Cardiff defensively. But Diaz, great footwork on the byline and then rolls it back into the danger area. When Tsimikas goes down, Angie should be dealing with it. It takes a while. He's dispossessed. Diaz, great footwork through the legs of Jota. Minamino arrives to side foot Liverpool into the 5th round.
They might just check this to see whether the ball had gone out of play. He hurtled in there, didn't he, Minamino? Showed great hunger.
No, I don't think he did, Jonathan. I think it was really good footwork from Diaz. Minamino's the sharpest there to side foot home.
James Milner is going to come on for Liverpool. That might be Minamino's last touch, you know. And now you'll see a raft of changes. And a sensible one this is for Cardiff. Wilcox having been cautioned, replaced by Tommy Doyle. And here comes the youngster. Looks to me as if Robertson's going to come on as well. There's Doyle. Minamino departs.
Yeah, King's made way for Cardiff as well, Jonathan.
First FA Cup tie for King ends. And Tsimikas will be replaced by Robertson any moment now. And Colwell on for King. And watch out for him, the number 27. Here's Robertson meanwhile on.
Well, experience changes from Jurgen Klopp, just closing out this FA Cup 4th round tie.
Colwell has gone into a central midfield position there. An attacking midfield player, can play on the right-hand side. Welsh international. This is into Hugel. It's a corner kick, and listen to the Cardiff fans. They don't believe they're out of this tie with 20 minutes to go.
And Jonathan, who's back there, conceding the corner, but doing a good defensive job, Jota.
To Cardiff City. To the near post, 4-1. Robertson's first contribution is to get it away, chase off after it. Wasn't a good corner in by Tommy Doyle. Both coaches have made their changes. One more apiece.
Cardiff supporters keeping the ball, Jonathan. That is not going to change the result.
On we go. Fans handling the ball up there in the stands, a little bit better than the Welsh rugby players did at Ireland yesterday. Rain pouring down, wind swirling now. Here's Elliot, and away by McGuinness.
Absolutely torrential, Jonathan, the rain.
Bucketing down. McGuinness. Robertson will hurtle after that. It's cleared away by Oliver Denham. Can hold his head up high, that's for sure. Henderson. opportunity here for Diaz. Players right, players left. Elliot is picked. Jota at the far post. Firmino is there as well. Alexander-Arnold cleverly done. Henderson went to bend it to the far post.
Great break, wonderful interplay. Diaz was instrumental in everything that was good in that attack. In the end, at the back post, they just couldn't turn it in. Good work on the halfway line, runs the ball forward, maybe slightly overhit for Harvey Elliot, but he's composed, clever from Alexander-Arnold. I think maybe Henderson's trying to whip that into the top corner.
Strong challenge there by Milner in the midfield. The referee says go on. Give a free kick for Tommy Doyle. Elliot, meanwhile, wants to be attacking. Elliot, every time he gets the ball, trying to set up something for a Robertson cross. He went for the pass and it was too long.
Well, he's been really positive since coming on as a substitute. That's a great indication of the confidence he has in his own ability. He's been bright. Diaz's contribution for that second goal was very, very good.
A little nutmeg and a nice bit of trickery. Here's Milner rising in the air with Colwell and Elliot. 16 to go. Jota. Alexander-Arnold, Elliot. Shot hit McGuinness. Jota scoops to the far post, no one there. Henderson.
Cardiff definitely tiring Jonathan, not able to close as quickly or stay as compact as they were in the early stages of the game.
Alexander-Arnold. Here's Jota. Diaz. Again, look at that line of 5 for Cardiff. Alexander-Arnold, that's a clip pass. Elliot options in the middle. Firmino's gone away towards the far post. Eric Diaz is in the middle of the goal, aimed towards him. Comes out to Robertson. Little slip there, has allowed the shots for Elliot, and that completes the day.
That is wonderful, wonderful control from Elliot. That ball absolutely fizzes into him, and his first touch is exceptional. And then he has the composure just to let it drop, bounce, and swivel and volley into the corner. That was a moment of magic from the young man.
And that's the story of the day. No upsets, no win for Championship Cardiff at the Premier League side. The story of the day is about the comeback kid. Very badly injured in September, and through the pain and the months of wilderness in training alone to try and get back to your fitness, he's that one thing in mind: come back and score a goal for Liverpool.
That was the moment he forgot all of that heartache, all of that worry. What a touch, but then the composure just to let it drop, bounce, and then on the swivel, volley into the corner, giving Phillips absolutely no chance. That is a goal of real beauty from the young man.
Don't forget, he only turns 19 next month. He's an England under-17 international. I would imagine they'll fast-track him to the under-21s at some stage in coming months while being careful with his comeback. May play another little role against Leicester City later this week, 4 days' time.
Jonathan, he's just lit Liverpool up since being introduced. What a substitution from Jurgen Klopp.
Brilliant goal. Way forward by McGuinness. Now here's Colwell. Got a man over on the far side, he stubbed his pass. Should they have had more of a go, Cardiff City, than we started this commentary saying that other teams had a go early on against more illustrious opposition in this fourth round weekend? They started off actually in the first 5 minutes front foot, but then they've gone very conservative as Thiago comes on for Liverpool, their last change.
Well, and To their credit, Jonathan, it's been moments of real quality that's been their undoing. The Alexander-Arnold cross that was brilliantly turned in by Jota. The clever work from Diaz down the byline to give Minamino the opportunity to side foot home, and then just an extraordinary goal from Elliot that you can't stop. That was a moment of magic. So Liverpool have had to produce some real quality to break Cardiff's resistance.
Another bad man to come on. Thiago. Last appearance was back in December, and out with a hip problem, and his third FA Cup tie for Liverpool, a club he joined in September of 2020 from Bayern Munich, where he won the Pokal, the German Cup, on 4 occasions, and the Spanish Cup, Copa del Rey, with Barcelona. I think Steve Morrison will look back at his defensive organisation in the first half. He'll admit the moments of quality have come from Liverpool in the second half. 600 passes completed in 78 minutes compared to Cardiff's 92. Goodness me, that's a staggering amount of passes by Liverpool. Thiago. Here's Milner. Talking about the mental exertions of intense focus in the first half of Cardiff, and it looks as if it's caught up with them now. Davis. Opportunity for Colwell! Biggest cheer of the night. Liverpool 3, Cardiff City 1. Ruben Colwell scores a goal at Anfield.
And it's a fabulous goal on the counter-attack, and it's the substitutes that have combined. Davis carries the ball from his own half. He then has to pick a pass, and he certainly picks the right pass into the feet of Colwell, who shows composure, takes a touch, and then drills it past Kedra. You can see here, he picks it up on the halfway line, Davis, but he's composed in terms of the number of touches, waits. The timing of the pass is good, and the finish from Colwell is exquisite into the bottom corner. That touch there gives him the opportunity just to create the shooting angle, drives it along the floor. That's one he'll remember for the rest of his career. 19
years of age, the young Welsh international who made his breakthrough to the senior Welsh side back in the summer, scores a goal that will live with him for the rest of his days. His first FA Cup goal ever, and he came at Liverpool. Surely it's come too late. Surely.
It's the FA Cup.
Shouldn't take the glitter off the Elliot goal, though. But Jurgen Klopp was telling me the other day at Crystal Palace, he is concerned that they do have these periods where they switch off in games. They have these 5 minutes, 10-minute lulls. Crystal Palace got back to 1-2 and were in the end beaten by a dodgy penalty decision, they felt, and they could have got a point out of the game. And here, from cruising at 3-0, they've had a low patch again.
Well, yes, and it's an opportunity that they've conceded that maybe against better opposition in other competitions could cost them dear.
Cardiff fans are singing at Anfield. Goal here was scored by Callum Patterson back in October 18. And some dreadful results in the Premier League against Liverpool. Remember that 6-3 win at Cardiff back in 2014. Elliot, Alexander-Arnold on the overlap. Liverpool got a player down, scoops the ball far post looking for Firmino, and then telling the referee to stop it. Get it out of play. Diaz, I think it is, who's hurt.
And he's holding that right knee, Jonathan, which is a real concern.
The way he's holding it and the way the Liverpool players are reacting here.
Ooh, it's contact, Jonathan. I thought maybe he's twisted that right knee badly when falling, but you can see Flint's right boot, left boot just comes down on his right knee.
Painful, but unless he twisted up under the impact, it should just be a contact injury. Well, you never know with knees, Clive.
No, Jonathan, as you will vouch for, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, it was contact, and hopefully it's nothing more than just an abrasion on that right knee there. The left boot scraping the inside of that right knee.
He's concerned.
He is concerned.
Because he's had a bright little cameo debut. He's saying he stamped on his knee. It was, I think it was accidental contact. I don't think you can blame the defender, can you?
No, no.
And I'm sure Jurgen Klopp didn't mean that in the... I think it's probably lost in translation.
Just making the fourth official aware that could it be something malicious, but it wasn't.
I wonder how many times Mike Dean has been affected by a manager talking in his ear over his long career. Probably less than...
They don't listen to the fourth officials because they get so much a barrage of abuse at times from not only the crowd but from the technical area. He's okay.
Yeah. And again, I would imagine they want to use him in midweek against Leicester. 12.5 minutes to go. Mistaken ball out from Konate, and the Liverpool fans didn't like it. His goal, well.
That was really sloppy, unnecessary from Konate, just to give the possession away needlessly.
Deflection made it a Liverpool throw. %81 of possession Liverpool have had in the game, 18 shots in all. And they've scored from only the 3 they've had on target. Here's Robertson.
Yeah, it's been a dominant display. Apart from the quality of the finishing, the 3 goals were of the highest quality, but many occasions were passed up by Liverpool with finishing that I'm sure Jurgen Klopp and his staff will be working on during the week.
Touch around the corner by Jota, was looking for Firmino. Diaz, it's a good touch in the penalty area. I think he was stumbling more than going down looking for it.
Yeah, good touch, poor fall. He just miscontrolled it off the end of his toe.
Quality of the substitutes they've been able to bring on. Thiago could have played for Italy, could have played for Brazil, chose Spain. You've got Milner, 794 games into his career.
Just a little bit of experience, Jonathan, just a little bit of a quality to close the game out.
Robertson captained his country. Diaz, the new boy. And the one who's caught the eye is young Harvey Elliot. And they're playing keep ball to see the game out.
If you want to play keep ball, Jonathan, Thiago's been introduced as well. We'll make it tick, just keep possession of the ball, run the clock down.
Very good. We've got 90 minutes out of him. His game since the 3rd round. Given that away under pressure though. Tommy Doyle. And here's Jota. It's a fantastic block again in there by Flint. Milner. Here's the little metronome, Thiago and Diaz. Milner, two-touch football to maintain possession. Offside.
Well, Steve Morison changed it up, didn't he, Jonathan? He introduced a couple of young players. Much changed team from that won 2 championship games that have been vitally important to lift them just a little bit clear of the relegation zone. And he'll be happy with the performance that his team have put in.
They will now concentrate on pulling clear at the bottom of the championship. The next game comes Wednesday at home to Peterborough, and then they go to Steve Morison's old stamping ground, Millwall, where I'm sure he'd get a great ovation there. And the Cardiff fans scream for a foul challenge on Davis, not given.
No, superbly timed interception from Van Dijk.
And Knight booed by the Cardiff fans at that end of the ground. No one enjoys the defeat, but they'll remember their day at Anfield for a while. %80 possession in the game for Liverpool. They have been the dominant side. No one, I think, could argue with that. Here's Harvey Elliot. Diaz, a willing worker, it would seem. Here's Elliot. Cole's in very quickly. He's been impressive since he came on, Clive.
Yeah, he's been bright. Took his goal extremely well.
Thiago, cut pass around the corner to Firmino. Preparing their last substitute to come on. Samizovic, Chai Semenyo is going to come on for them. It's the Cardiff fans who are singing at the end.
They've enjoyed their day, Jonathan, and rightly so.
Minutes of stoppage time. Semenyo will hope he can get on for some of that. Milner.
He's going to have to go out of play, Jonathan, for Steve Morison to make the final substitution.
Here's another youngster, Semenyo, is only 18, he's a right back. Joined Cardiff last summer from Mangotsfield, little non-league outfit outside of Bristol, to the north of Bristol. His brother Antoine is at Bristol City.
Just might not happen for him, unfortunately.
Here's Thiago, Milner, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. And the heat of battle has gone from the Cardiff ranks. They'll settle for the consolation goal and the memory of that.
Yeah, first half a really valiant effort. But the moments of quality has made the difference in this FA Cup tie.
Konate needs to be a little bit sharper, I think, than he has been at times today.
Just what the young man needed, Jonathan.
Well, he comes. He's been 18 in July. Qualified for England or Ghana. And right back for right back, off goes Perry and G. comes the youngster. His debut.
Will he touch the ball?
Where did you make your debut, Grandad? Anfield. In the FA Cup. What was the score, Grandad? I can't remember the score. I just made the debut at Anfield. I know he scored. That's a long way off for him, though. Here's Diaz. Robertson. Milner. Only seconds remain. Seconds added on for the substitution, you might think. Colwell. Pack. Liverpool go through to round 5 of the FA Cup and a home tie against Norwich City. For long periods, Cardiff were stiff opponents until Diogo Jota broke the deadlock 8 minutes into the second half, and Takumi Minamino made it 2 just past the hour. But the goal of the day for Liverpool was for Harvey Elliot off the bench in his return after 5 months out through injury. Cardiff's goal lifted the roof. Their supporters will remember the strike by substitute Ruben Colwell. But it is Jurgen Klopp's team who progressed to round 5 by winning 3 goals to 1.